If I had known the information in this video, I would have been able to plan out ROTC success early on. If you're considering joining ROTC, or even if you've been in the program a year or two, then you need to stop what you're doing, watch this video, and take notes. Hey, this is Josh from the OCall, and I'm going to share 5 things that I wish I knew before starting ROTC. The first thing that I wish I knew was what life was going to be like in the Army after commissioning. This applies to active, guard, and reserve officers. Regardless of where you go, you're going to need to understand what being an officer is really like. CTLT is a good opportunity to see what life might be like when you commission and go active duty, and the SMP option could be good to learn what life might be like if you go guard or reserves. We have other videos on this channel that describe what to expect when going active duty if you'd like to learn more. A lot of people will tell you that being an officer is easier than being enlisted, but that's not true, it's just different. You're not going to be doing a task or a day job, you're going to be planning your platoon's missions, accountable for millions of dollars worth of equipment, and you're going to act as a project manager. It just comes down to having different kinds of problems, a different mindset, and navigating different organizational dynamics. Oh, and before I forget, make sure to watch this video all the way to number 5 because it's the most important one. It'll improve your chances of getting the job that you want when you commission. The second thing that I wish I knew was to be part of a success-oriented community. Try to find groups of friends in various year groups. Like, you could also learn from the upperclassmen and teach the younger-classmen. The best way to truly learn something is by teaching it. You can join online chats or forums like Discord or Reddit and find a bunch of tips and tricks there. Or you could follow a YouTube channel, like this one. Hit the subscribe button and join us on the OCall. There's going to be a lot of good information given out here. For this next thing that I wish I knew, it's going to be a little different for those of you that are starting this semester than those of you who have been in for a bit. And I'm talking about coming in as an MS3. You've already done your first 2 years of college, and you're coming in with what you got. Your MS3 GPA is what they're going to use for your OML and your national ranking. So I recommend that you still focus on grades, however you're going to have a lot more things to focus on. As an MS3, you're going to be occupied with program activities like lab, PT, FTXs, and performing well at CST. The point is, be a student for your first 2 years of ROTC. I'm talking your MS1 and 2 years. These first 2 years, you really need to focus on your grades, learning the program, and figuring out if ROTC is even right for you. During thing number 5, I'll explain more about why this is so important. While you're in ROTC, it might seem like there's a popularity contest going on, right? At the end of the day though, you won't have to be popular to succeed, however, like everywhere else in life, it does help. The fourth thing that I wish I knew is that MS4s have input on how cadre will see you. They'll have discussions with the cadre about who's performing well, who needs more work, and any issues with junior cadets in the program. The cadre might even ask the MS4s who they think that should be getting certain positions in the program in the next semester or year. Now, I'm not at all telling you to brown nose the MS4s. All I'm saying is to be aware that they're likely to talk to cadre about you. Now, when I was a cadet, I would regularly piss off the MS4s, and I'm sure they didn't have the nicest things to say about me. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter though, because I was the only distinguished military graduate and number 1 in the Forge Gold Battalion the year that I commissioned. Alright, so number 5, and this one is huge. I didn't even learn about this until my MS3 year. And it's understanding the grading rubric, like how you're going to earn OML points. Your OML will play heavily into getting the branch that you want when you commission. Now, you can find online what the previous grading rubrics were, and you can map out a game plan early on for how you're going to maximize these points. For example, FY24's OML rubric looks like this: 30% for academic stuff, with 21% of that being your MS3 year GPA. 61% of that is going to be leadership outcomes, with 25% of that being your PMS rating and 25% being your cadet summer training. And then the last 9% is physical fitness, with 6% of that being your PT tests and 3% of that being other sports or activities. If you want to learn more about maximizing your OML points, I've got a more in-depth video on this. And you'll learn what we did at the OCall podcast to maximize our points when we were cadets. Click on this video next to find out.